I'm gonna say nigga.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Yo,
Cheers, man. It's your boy Lil T3rry, man. We in the building, man. I'm over here sitting good, sitting crispy, you dig? Hey,
yes,
you know I had
sir.
to bring my boy home, man. What's up, Southside?
Man, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, man. We back one more time, man. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
so look, this right here,
Uh-huh.
I believe is gonna put us on the map. I really appreciate this, brother. You already know what it took. Like what 2-3 years ago, we was, you know what I'm saying, the man's living room. We held the Source Award.
We did, bro.
Nigga.
We
Like,
did.
it was a blessing even being this man's presence. You know what I'm saying? And you know the crazy part is to for this person to be on this type of high standards. You know what I'm saying? All he did was just do this.
Yeah, he opened
That's
arms.
all he did.
For sure.
That's all he did was just do this. You feel what I'm saying?
Us with open arms.
So this man is a legend. He's a hip hop creator to me.
Facts.
From my research.
Facts.
From my research. You
Facts.
feel what I'm saying? When it came down to the black side of things.
He's definitely a staple.
Caucasian, not the Asians, I'm talking about the black side of things. You feel what I'm saying? He actually helped created something for us.
He's
back in the day.
He's definitely a staple in the hip hop
community.
community.
In the game.
Yes, sir.
A producer, an actor, crazy actor, very funny. He's a very funny actor. I've seen his movies. No, I ain't gonna hold you long. Do the honor, Southside.
All right, man. So without further ado, man, we just want to welcome to the stage, to the platform, man.
EFABU Talk Show, baby.
Feel me? One of the coolest guys that, you know what I mean, I have met, man, you know, from conversations. Just having conversations with him when we were around, man, like the brother got a lot of knowledge in the game of hip hop, man, and the things that he have done and what he has helped create in the hip hop world, man. So
yes,
without further ado, man, let's welcome, man, Benzino, man.
Yo, Southside Mike, Lil T3rry.
What up, baby?
What's good, my guy? What's good, my guy?
How you been, man?
Hey, man, I've been hanging, man, you know, going through some trials and tribulations, man, but, you know, we here. The Lord got me.
Man,
you know
listen, let me tell you about the trials and tribulations, right? When you can say you go through trials and tribulations and have a smile, that just already explains your character right there. You're going to be all right, all right?
For sure. Hey, man, I'm going to smile through it all, man. You know, God got me.
Right.
I'll never be down. I'll never be out, man. You know, they're just little stumbling blocks that I got to step over, but, you know, we kindly stepping every day. So, you know, we here. Everything moving forward like you need to move forward, man. Forget all that, man. I'm just happy to be here with you, my boy.
I appreciate it.
This is one thing I got. Hey, Zeno, this is one thing I got to say from jump. I don't care about the narrative. I know what I witnessed. You feel what I'm saying? Like you could have pushed our little rinky-dinks to the side.
Nah, what do you mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man.
But it was nothing but love since day one.
Y'all ain't no little rinky dink. Y'all are two young brothers who got your mind right. That's been consistent in this game, and I'm proud of y'all. So
appreciate
you know
that.
What I'm saying? Come on,
appreciate
man.
it.
Appreciate that, man. That's love coming from, you know, a guy, you know what I'm saying, that's been through, you know, this industry and that has ran in this industry, that has been around big name people. So to just hear somebody like you say that, you know, you recognize what we're doing.
But but the thing with me, like I get turned down by loyalty, and y'all have been together for years, and that's what I like. That's the first thing, because that's what we lack in our community. The biggest two things we're lacking is trust and loyalty, and you can't have loyalty without trust. And you know what I'm saying? So just to see you guys still doing y'all's thing, man, listen, that's
Hey, I appreciate you. So let's get into the ranking thing, right? I know we got to cover a lot, but I want to start off.
Say what's up to my brothers, Albie.
What's going on?
Hey,
what's going on?
And my brother Smoke.
Smoke, what's happening, man? Glad to have
So
y'all boys
Albie,
with us, man.
I will explain. Albie and Smoke are in the cannabis industry. Albie runs dispensary down here and owns a dispensary called Firebrand.
Okay.
And Smoke runs a grow house up in Maine called Executive Cultivation.
All right, what you smoking on right now?
What I'm smoking on right now is called Blockberry.
Blockberry.
But hold on, because before we start, I just want to plug my guys.
No, good.
I'm gonna need that care pack.
These are Albies right here, the Long Way Rats.
Okay.
Y'all be looking out for them.
Long way. When they coming to the stores, man. Man, matter of fact,
hey, so if somebody
just give me
what
a
about the people that don't
care pack.
Look, I tell you what, listen. I don't smoke these. I'm bringing these back for y'all. So Terry, you come by and pick them up, all right? These are y'all.
For sure.
Y'all gonna be the first ones in Atlanta with the Long Way wraps.
For sure. Sound like love to me.
I'll pull up on you then.
All right, bet.
I'll pull up on you. Hey, y'all. Bet. Hey, appreciate y'all, man, for actually plugging y'all brands, you know what I'm saying, on the platform, man, for sure. But look, cool. Zeno, I know you have been through a lot, right? I'm 35.
I've been through a few things.
A lot. But coming from Boston, right?
The Bean. I'm in Boston right motherfucking now.
Okay,
right
shout
now,
out Bean Town,
I'm in the Bloody Bean. Look, this is the Bloody Bean right now.
Get out. That dude look like Boston. That look like
right now.
Like, hey, so look, coming from Boston, you feel what I'm saying? Dealing with the racism side, the drug side, your father that's that has been in prison and you've been dealing with that since a youngster. Yes. The trauma, you feel what I'm saying, of teenage ages, seeing people dying and different things of that nature. Like what kept you together? You feel what I'm saying, and keeping your originality. You feel what I'm saying? Like what didn't break you?
You know, the thing with that is that those things that probably would now, since I'm older, I know about trauma and the word trauma, but back then it was just life. It was Thursday. You know,
you were just in a moment.
It's like, yeah, this is what we grew up in. This is what we go through. It's not all bad, but growing up in the hood, growing up around drugs and ghettos and guns, at the end of the day, those are the negative things in the hood. Those are the and when I say this, I'm saying this as my old me explaining the old me, because I've transitioned and I've grown.
Yeah, got you.
But those are the tools of us growing up, and the tools of our survival. Drugs was a tool of our survival. We had to sell drugs to get money. Guns, we had to carry guns to protect ourselves. So it's like, these things ain't something that, this is just really a part of us. Just like, you know what I'm saying, waking up and brushing your teeth and going outside and going to get a cheeseburger. It's the same, this is everyday thing for us. And that's unfortunate to say that, but it's the reality of it. And
it's the cards. It's the cards that you dealt.
And I just got used to it, and then it became a part of my life. Now, that because of that, everything wasn't all bad. You know what I'm saying? And good times and way more happy times than, like guaranteed, yes, a lot of my guys and a lot of people I know in Boston have been murdered. And I grew up, went to a lot of wakes, seen a lot of death. I seen one of my friends' whole face shot off. He got shot with a shotgun with, what I'm saying? Whole side of his face gone. Like you just see, and then another one of my friends died in my arm because they cut him open from his stomach at a nightclub, right? I've seen some, some stuff, but I've always been able to, I don't know, God gave me this gift to just block that shit out, and then tomorrow's another day. I love my niggas. I'm always gonna remember. I just don't let it traumatize me. I really try to just get out there and hustle and do things to get my mind off of any type of crazy shit, because life got to go on.
True.
Well, so I know about the BMFs, you feel what I'm saying, and different organizations that actually was in the streets, but they was also doing community things. Was that your type of environment? You know what I'm saying? Even with your father or whatever you have seen.
Nah, we wasn't doing. It was nothing community. The only thing with us in Boston, we was a tight knit. Like wherever your block was and whoever you grew up with, you loved them hard. Like niggas, whatever block projects niggas grow up with, the niggas you grew up with really was. They might not have been blood, but those was your brothers. And and you've grown up with these guys forever. Now Boston's a unique type of town because it's kind of white run. So white people really got their feet on people's necks. Next.
Boston sounds.
Man, we know you got a neck, bro. Cut it out.
He said, "Look, y'all must."
We know you got a neck, bro.
I got a neck.
We know you got a neck, man.
So not only did you have to fight against the system of Irish, Jewish, and Italian dominance and white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, WASPs, you also had to fight against a project that was only 2 miles from you. So yeah, man, like because Black Boston could be like 20 miles radius from Hyde Park to maybe the fucking South End, right? So Blue Avenue, you know what I mean? Like, so all the crime took place in a 20-mile radius, all the murders. We probably averaged about 100, 130 murders a year. You know what I'm saying? In a 20-mile radius.
130 murders a year?
In a 20-mile radius. See, we was never on the high list of murder by state because
I'm sleeping on Boston.
Because it's one police force. If it was like Miami and it was like, okay, we have Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan. If there was just a Roxbury police, then Roxbury, we would be on the top because they do it per capita. And believe me, like in 20 miles, 120 bodies a year is crazy. But that's how it was because if we was gang banging in the early 80s, and if you knew where niggas lived at, if niggas had beef, chances are you knew where they lived at. It was easy because Boston's small.
So being in that being in that type of environment, coming up in that, like essentially, like what led you to hip hop?
Because my grandfather lived in see, you got another fucking cracker looking at a motherfucker like he crazy and shit. Like, let's keep going.
We gonna get there.
This is Boston.
I told you, Mike.
Boston will never fucking change, bro. I mean, never. These motherfuckers out here are still notoriously racist. They look at you like still today in 2024. It's the same fucking thing, man.
You gonna get that?
We gonna get into that.
Part of the reason I had to leave Boston because not just that because of the police, but it's hard for me to move around in a city that doesn't allow Black culture to bloom. You understand what I'm saying?
But
nothing here.
And that's kind of like you know what I'm saying? Like once you get popular inside of in your local area, you have to branch out. You feel what I'm saying? Because they know what you.
Nah, that's not true. Jay Prince did rap a lot records, and he's still in Houston. Like I would have loved if Boston was like Atlanta, North Carolina, Houston, Detroit. If they embraced Black people, you know what I'm saying? Like let's face it. Not okay. Atlanta is a rare type of situation where this really is the chocolate city, the new chocolate city, right? Because there's a lot of progression here. Black people can progress in Atlanta. Everywhere else, in Boston, Black people digress. Now, my brothers that are in the car with me, Smokes from Connecticut, but Albie got to progress, but he's one of the few here. And believe me, Albie's a rare type of guy because he got streets and he got smarts. He went to Harvard and he still grew up in Roxbury. You know what I mean? So he's rare. Not niggas. It's either niggas are street niggas out here because niggas ain't going to college and niggas ain't going to. You know what I'm saying? If you go into that, well, you've taken yourself out of the streets. It's a separation. You know what I'm saying? So, it's hard. It's hard to make it out of Boston. It really is, man, because Irish, like the white people run this shit, man, and they don't allow Black culture. And I'm not saying just hip hop because they suppressed hip hop from day one. they've never accepted hip hop. Anything that we had to do through hip hop was in the hood, was in the hood. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't be. When we went to go see Run DMC, we had to go to Providence, Rhode Island. Like, we couldn't see major fucking hip hop artists. We never had a radio station to this day. Don't have a black radio station that really represents the city. So when other artists come in, there's no vibe. Like, the city, when it comes to black, it's just, there is no black vibe here, bro.
That's crazy that y'all ain't got no radio station to promote that. Like that, that's especially this day and age. That's crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts. You know, I love it. It's who I am, and I represent it. I'm from the Bloody Bean, Adidas. Ooh, but like, I'm a Boston nigga. But I had to get the fuck out in order for me to fucking thrive and to survive.
Right.
Hey, so let me ask you this, right? The original question was, what made you get into hip hop? Like what? And then became hip hop. Like, it's two different lanes. You know what I'm saying? Becoming to be hip hop and getting into hip hop.
I was 11 years old in 1976. Late 76, probably early 77, over my grandfather's house. I'm from Boston, but my father and my grandmother, Puerto Rican, my grandfather, Cape Verdean, he's from the Bronx. My grandmother from Puerto Rico, but then she moved to Brooklyn. My grandmother stayed in the Coney Island projects. My grandfather had a house on Cedar Avenue. Like, not like no big house, but it was a small house with a garage. He made needles for record players. He converted diamonds to needles for record players, right? And I used to get shipped to New York maybe 4 months out the year on vacation.
What is diamonds to needles?
The little needles that
diamonds, needles on record players, like the old school record players, when you put the
needle, they say put the needle on the record.
Wax, the thing that's on the wax, the little thing that's hitting the wax, that is a diamond converted into a needle to play over the wax.
Gotcha. Okay. I got you.
Right.
So if you a real hip hop head, you know what it mean when they say put the needle on the wax. You feel
me? It is. Yeah. There it is.
Shut up, Southside.
You know what that mean, you know what I mean? If you really doing your hip hop thing, you know what it mean when they say put the needle on the wax.
We probably partners right now.
I got you. I'm here for you. You feel me?
So he had the equipment in his garage, and I would go there to stay with my grandmother, my grandfather, and my grandfather had a son that was a year older than me. Like, grandpops was still, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was 11. Eddie was like 2 years. So Eddie might have been 14 years old. And he taught me how to scratch on 2 turntables. That was the first time. I was 11 years old, and I was like, scratching to be real. Then what you find? Yeah.
He don't know nothing about that.
I'm listening. Like, and then I would bring it back. Bring it back again. So he had a Gemini mixer and 2 Gemini belt-driven turntables. And I fell in love with it ever since. I watched the years go by. I watched the movie Wild Style. I was a DJ. So I got with a record pool, and it was like, you know, then I started doing block parties because I was always selling drugs. That was always my number one thing. And
block parties used to be it back in the day, though. I watched
a Sherwin Vega speaker, and this is when SP1200s came out. They wasn't belt driven, and they was like the DJ dream. So when the SP1200s came out, I bought 2 of them. I bought 1. I could only get 1 for a minute, and then because there was like people didn't have them. Like stores only have like 1 or 2, and people come buy them out when they first was invented. So I ended up getting 2 turntables, a Sherwin Vega. I got these sound effects modules, and then I bought a Honda generator, because if you didn't have a generator, then you'd have to fucking get power from the street lights. And sometimes that shit, niggas, I done seen niggas get electrocuted and everything doing that shit. Or if somebody's crib, apartment, you have to pay them to use their electricity, and then grab like 100 fucking extension cords and tape them. It's bullshit. So I was the first nigga to go get one of these little whisper generators. Just pull that bitch, a little bit of gas, and that motherfucker lasts about 6 hours. And I used to kill them in the parks, man.
That man said generators, boy. I know, they putting them bad boys out today.
Let me tell you something. There's nothing like the hip hop in the park and DJs cutting to MCs rapping. And if
Can't
you
do that
didn't
now.
know how to rap, you wouldn't even dare go over there to them turntables. You wouldn't do it. You would sit around and watch niggas and appreciate it, but you wouldn't go try that shit. If you didn't know that you was dope, you would never even go pick that mic up.
So let me piggyback on that. Let me piggyback on that right before we get into the first question. Nowadays, it's about streaming and downloads, right? YouTube, TikTok, uploading videos. Back in the day, you had to earn your spot. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes down to artistry in a sense.
Absolutely.
Do you as a legend in the from back in the day to now? Do you feel as though as a legend from how it was back then to now? Do you think that hip hop, true hip hop, is really about battling or going head and head? You feel what I'm saying? Or is it really is it just doing music? Like what is hip hop?
No. Hip hop was created out of, I don't know if y'all are familiar, but YouTube got everything. Go to the South Bronx in the 70s and look what that looked like. Look at you. I don't think you've ever seen poverty like that. I don't think you've ever seen living conditions for Black and Latino people like that. Go to the South Bronx in the 1970s on YouTube and pull that shit up and see for yourself how fucked up it was. It looked like a third world country. Now, hip hop, this multi-trillion-dollar industry right now that has saved lives of many Black men and women and families. Hip hop was born out of that. Hip hop was born out of that.
Gave them something to do.
That started hip hop, those guys that had no money, was fucked up in the game.
Yeah.
Crack hadn't even come yet like that. People were selling heroin and maybe dust, but crack didn't even really come. So trying to get money was hard back then.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right? These niggas was poor. Right? These niggas went out and was breakdancing, graffitiing, DJing. Now, you got to understand the history of hip hop. Hip hop was 70. If they say it's 50 years old, then they say it was brought up in 73. It started in 73. In 73, wasn't nobody rapping. Hip hop disco was going on heavy, and the DJ started cutting the disco and cutting breaks. Jamaican niggas was bringing out the speakers to the parks, and they was doing things with the turntables that nobody was doing. So around the same time, all that merged, and maybe around 74-ish, people started rapping, because prior to that, it was just, yes, y'all, we in the party, y'all. It was a lot of talking, a lot of MCing. It was an MC. Rapping came later. There was a few groups like King Tim III and a few other R&B groups where people were already rapping, that probably didn't get the credit, probably in 72 and 71. But it wasn't until the DJ was really in that disco era, and then dances was like break dancing, and then the rap came where all the elements came together.
You was break dancing?
And then by 1976, that was it. Hip hop was established, and then from there it just kept progressing. And
you was out there break dancing, nigga.
Bro. And my thing is this:
you
understand streams. Let me tell you something about streams before I forget. They figured out a way to rob us. Like, streams are the biggest joke that anybody. Do you understand how easy it is to manipulate a stream? They were manipulating physical copies, the label they were, buying copies, so that they could get billboard spots, so that people could think it was dope, and then they sell the music. That was a very, they did it all the time.
I'm glad you said
copies,
it. I'm glad you said
how hard that is. You know how easy it is to manipulate a fucking penny stream?
Right.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to take the Eminem situation. I don't even really want to get on to Eminem, but I take his project and his record-breaking streams. Do you know how many streams these motherfuckers bought? Like, do you understand how many? Do you know how easy it is for a label to manipulate a stream? People don't understand the record business is over. The music business, as we once knew it, because people are getting finessed more than they ever have now. Every artist known to man right now who is streaming is getting robbed, raped, and pillaged right now with that system. No question.
So even in the industry, so let's just go back a little bit. We're gonna take it back to 90. You know what I mean?
Let me plug this right quick before you say that. I definitely want to shout out to the producer. You know what I'm saying? My manager in the sense, PR in the sense, you know what I'm saying? Jonathan Coleman, Media Blast. Blacktopia. Definitely want to plug him in. This show couldn't happen if it wasn't for him. So salute to you. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. So just like I say, going back, you know what I'm saying, in your personal run in hip hop, you know, you were able to solidify yourself in certain aspects, and your main staple for hip hop would be the source. Like that's your main contribution to the hip hop world. That the source gave.
I would say so.
The source gave a light to hip hop that wasn't there
Black
prior,
community,
and it allowed a lot of people to see how the hip hop world was outside of just hearing the music. So in that time, you had a lot of little issues going on as far as beefs going on with certain artists. Did that third main one being East and West. How do you feel like the East and West beef had an effect on the source? My boy Dip, he ain't pull a Rick Ross, did he?
No, I think somebody calling. I think somebody calling them. What you mean, Rick Ross? What happened to Rick Ross?
You remember when he walked out on DC Young Fly Neil on the 85 show? He dipped when he went to the bathroom and didn't come back.
No. They got on his belly. Hey, said he lost weight, but then gained. There you go. Did you hear the last question?
I take that call. I'm sorry to get that call. So
you good.
So keep going, because I like one thing, man. Y'all, I love y'all's questioning. Like I love young guys who ask hip hop questions.
Yeah, for sure. So, like I say, at that time, you had the East-West beef going on at the time where the source was kind of really like in its prime or whatever. Like, how do you feel like that beef had an effect on the source itself?
Well, it's not. You know what? Since we was covering it, it was a major effect, because, you know, those that cover, people could take as instigating, or, you know what I'm saying? But when you're a news outlet, you have to, just like a war, you have to cover it, and it does look like it's instigating, because if somebody puts out a diss record and the source covers it and they're talking about the diss record, then the people who they're dissing is going to take that out like, damn.
Right.
But one thing about it is we really try to be as unbiased as possible. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's true. You know, at the end of the day, I love death row music. I love bad boy music.
Right.
But if we're going to take a positive out of it, is that I don't think there'll ever be a time in history of hip hop where we'll ever get that type of music from two labels again at that high level, going back and forth.
Did you feel like
I think it'll never ever happen again.
Did you feel like
why is that though?
Needed to take a side in that particular aspect?
No, because I wasn't, like I said, I love both of them. I love both. I love Pac. I love Biggie. I love fucking Snoop. I love Craig Mack. I love Toto. I love Rage. Like I mean, both, like I was banging
Toto was my group.
I was banging both of their music, and I'm sure everybody else was. So that's the, I guess that type of competition is what spawned all that amazing music, all that motivation, all that energy that each side was going through, because of what they was going through, is how we got all that amazing music. And as the audience, we really should just appreciate that. And, you know, the beef is always going to be something as, you know, talk, you know what I'm saying, living room talk, and gossip. But, you know, people just got to realize, listen, it's music first. We love the music, because the music is what nourishes our soul. Everything else is just a byproduct of the music. You know what I'm saying? But the music, we can't take for granted the great music that, you know, that people give us, that really helps us in our everyday lives.
Right.
Well, okay. Let me ask this, right? Do you there's no, it's not, I mean, it's pain in the term of hip hop today, but it's not much pain as it was back then. You feel what I'm saying? Like, do you think that, like, dealing with like pain, like storylines and the stuff that you went through, from saying your raps is
well, you know, these kids really just took from us, and we're really responsible for a lot of this. No, there's a lot of pain in these kids' raps You know what I'm saying? And in this younger generation, I don't want to call them kids, you know.
It's just a different version.
There's a lot of pain in their raps to the point where a lot of these guys, look at how many guys of these guys are dead. You know, Biggie and Pac died, but look at this generation, man. There's about 20 rappers.
Yeah, people just
they dropping off like flies right now.
So the pain's there. What we got to do is get out of the pain. We got to get back, because even though,
but don't the pain make the music?
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be all pain. You know, it doesn't have to be all pain. Music is like, nobody comes outside being mad and miserable all the time. So music should reflect the other emotions inside of you and not just the pain side. So that's what we got, you know, because right now we're just reaching a dark side of hip hop. And as long as artists continue on this dark side and their visuals are dark, then that's just always, like, you have to look at the consequences of that. There's consequences with always, Karis once said it years ago, man. You are what you rap. What you're putting out is what you're gonna attract. And you know, when we did it,
what you gonna right.
When we did it, because I started doing gangster hip hop in the 80s. So that was early. There wasn't too many people in the country outside of LA doing gangster hip hop in the 80s.
Facts.
So RSO, we started doing gangster hip hop, and really, it was really just mimicking, rapping about what we were really doing. We was rapping about what we was doing, but we wasn't doing it for rap. Now, these guys are doing it for the rap.
Right.
They're doing it for the clicks. They're doing it for the attention. They're doing it for the content. It's content now. And you know, when their minds can't decipher reality from non-reality, especially with what's in the computer, then all that becomes this one big kind of psychosis that somebody's walking through and waking up with every day. And a lot of these kids, they're being conditioned, not even like, they're being desensitized and conditioned to really think that this way of life is the way of life to live, to be a rapper and successful. And it's only getting them locked up, getting them killed, getting them, you know, going through a bunch of shit. Listen, there's a handful of young guys making money, you know what I'm saying? And thank God for that. Without hip hop, man, where would we be? But I'm afraid that what's going on with hip hop, what's happening these last few years, hip hop is being destroyed from the internet, because now everybody just wants the internet and stories and clickbait and bullshit and lies and all this crazy shit. It's taken away what hip hop is, the music. We're going away from the music. There's people out here who are influencing, who have nothing to do with music. So, you know, so if I just want the music people who make dope music keep doing music, and whoever's doing that other shit, I don't know what that other shit. I just don't think it should be connected to the music. All this foolishness on the internet should not be connected to the music, and a lot of people should not be connected to the music.
Hey, Southside, before you ask yours, let me ask this, right? When old school versus the old way versus the new way, right? Old way versus the new way. The old way, you feel what I'm saying, you had, you know, people that was involved in creating, like, they spent time in creating real music, right? They took time in it. The instruments, the beat. I mean, people circling around. You got 10 people in the studio, and they you know what I'm saying, they ping ponging different ideas. Right. Now it's YouTube. All you have to do is just be inside of a broke down, whatever it is, by yourself. You got a phone. You got what is it called, GarageBand. And upload a song.
Technology. You know, hey, Terry, listen. Technology. Listen, Uber was a great invention. The navigation was a great invention. There are things that technology has definitely helped civilization. Music, you can with technology, you can make amazing music faster now. Yes, I am old school, and I always believe I come from the band era, where there was 9 guys playing trumpets, bass, guitars, keyboard, drums. Like, I was high as hell the other day, and I'm sitting back to myself, and I was like, what would the world be without drummers?
Facts.
Imagine if drummers
the percussion
never existed.
The percussion.
Drummers are especially for Black people, drummers are the heartbeat of our life.
Yeah, the percussion definitely moves up.
Even outside of drummers though, I went to a spot where they was actually playing the violins, the the guitars.
But the violins, but look at the violins ain't. I'm talking. See,
but the drummers are the heartbeat.
Everything started from the drum.
Yeah, the drum is the heartbeat of any music.
Our inner internal mechanism and clock all really goes from a drum. That's why black people can dance so well and are so fluid in rhythm, because our internal clock was based off of a drum, whereas that white people's wasn't. Right. Now, so all the other instruments they can flow off of. The drum is what is naturally in us in the beat. It's different with white folks.
So I know, like,
so drummers back in the day, I'm talking before drum machines and before all that. The drummer, without the drummer, because the whole thing about music is, and with us, and I think with us as people in hip hop, is the drum. The drum, we're already a mad people. We're angry because we want our rights, we want our reparations, we want money. We wake up with that. We try to live happy lives. We try to gloss it over and make it look beautiful, and we do. But deep down, we're still mad, right? The drum is the explanation of that. So that's why music is so important to us, because it's already in us. So when we hear it, that's like, I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. And believe me, without the drum, where would we be at?
True.
Like as black people from Africa.
I'm listening.
So I got a question about, because you were saying something earlier. You just mentioned how, like, in your start of hip hop, on your end, you were only one of the persons that was doing gangster rap back in the 80s or whatever. So in your start of doing your journey of music and then your gangster rap, like, how did your city receive you at this time when you started out with your gangster rap? Like, how did the city of Boston receive you?
Niggas. Listen, man, let me tell you something. Why I'm really loved in Boston, at least from my era and the people that I grew up with and I was around, because we was a separate city. But because I was out there in the block parties, and because I did my music, and because I was really out there 24 hours a day selling shit and drugs and weed and coke and heroin, like I managed to really I managed to really fuck with a lot of people in my city. And it just wasn't people in Four Corners. So I started getting a fan base of the city everywhere. And that was hard to be, because niggas did not fuck with each other. If you lived over there, niggas didn't fuck with each other. But I was like the exception because of the music. And, I just kept going with it, from DJing to block party to forming a group. And then we would be battling niggas. We'd never lose. We battle all kind of niggas around the city. And our groups was about 8, 9 deep. And then we got 30, 40 niggas from our blocks are coming. Like, those was the greatest times ever. And my reputation just grew and grew and grew. Now, while it grew with the city and it was good, with the police and with the powers that be, it was getting worse for me. You know what I'm saying? Because this wasn't supposed to be happening. You niggas was not supposed to be doing hip hop in Boston. And believe me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made my mark. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I raised hell. I did. And a lot of shit happened, a lot of controversy, a lot of blood was spilled. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Boston was not appreciative of us, a gangster rap group in the city. They wasn't with that shit.
Okay. So Boston, yes, I was just going to ask him that. He answered my question before I asked it, but it was more of on the personal and drug game than it was, you know what I'm saying, hip hop.
Nah, that's a good question, Terry. No, it didn't even matter. I could have opened up an African fucking book, and we could have dashikis on with 5 of us in front of our store, and them fucking cops would have still came in and fucked with us. Period. We could have been doing an African goddamn bookstore and giving out free food for young black kids in the morning.
It was like
some way they still would have found a fucking way to fuck over us.
I heard Boston is still that way to this day, though. Like, they nasty over there.
Man, you just heard what he said about the white people riding by when he was sitting. You just heard it when he was riding by.
Listen, where we're at now, listen, I just came from Cambridge. Cambridge is where Dave went to Harvard, and that's where the Source was born, in Cambridge, Massachusetts, 1988, February. I'm down here downtown. Now, average fucking brownstone heads millions of dollars. These right here, right? Believe me, they're not with the nigga shit down here at all. Still, you ain't gonna see too many niggas down here.
All right, so just going back to you personally, like I know you've had like a lot of like controversial things kind of surrounding your name, this, that, and the third. So I just want to ask you a question from yourself personally. Like, why do you feel like the black community recognize you more for your beef with Eminem than they do your contribution to hip hop?
Your success. You feel what I'm saying? Speaking.
I think people know. See, the internet makes it seem like it represents the entire black diaspora. It really don't. It is only it's actually a small portion of what the black people really think out here, and the ones who know that will have the advantage over the ones who think that the internet tells all. These comments represent everybody. It really doesn't.
Well, I know I asked that because, like, you know, like I say, the younger generation that's up under us,
well, the younger generation,
they're not going to know.
Y'all don't want, a lot of
they're
y'all
not going to know what we
nothing.
know. You see what I'm saying?
A lot of y'all don't respect anything that came before y'all, because the problem with the younger generation is, and it wasn't our fault, it's just that it's a natural order of life. When you're younger, you listen to the OGs. The only problem with us was that, being the OGs, is that the internet came and it glossed over us, and then the young generation glossed over us and went to the internet. That's all that happened. People trying to figure this out, and I'm like, it ain't really the OG's fault, and it ain't really the youngins' fault. Although I do think that they should, of course, still listen to the OGs, because that's a knowledge that is life changing. You're gonna need that, believe it or not. But the internet and everything that's on it is so powerful. Even my own kids and a lot of my people's kids, the internet influence is far greater than the parents right now.
You know what? I'm glad.
The kids.
Hold on, Mike.
Let me kids. I'm glad you brought up kids, man.
Let me ask this question first. God damn it. Let me get back to it. Shit. It just left. That motherfucker just swam away. Go ahead, Mike. I'm gonna get it back.
All right. So you know, like you said with the kids. So with you being a father, how did it make you feel to have the issues with your daughter publicly?
Oh, yeah, that's horrible. That shit's horrible. I'm not with that shit. That shit is some new shit. I didn't grow up with the internet, like, so I'm really not like that. Fuck that internet shit. That shit is horrible. I'm not with it. I'm ashamed of it. It's unfortunate, but you know, it's life, and I've learned to take life as it comes and everything that comes with it.
So do you think
how was you able to?
And how it affected your communication with Coy?
The internet blows things out of proportion. Right. It magnifies everything because everybody pitches the internet bigger than what it is.
Right.
So if it's, you know, people picture them being stars bigger than what it is. They can have 1 million followers, and you walk through the airport and no one not know who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? So the internet is cooking motherfuckers' brains by the second out here. And my thing is, you know, I will never, I regret all that shit with me and Coy went through on the internet, and I hope she does, because one thing about the internet, that shit don't come down.
Right.
It don't come down.
Right. Don't come down. There's no place for a father and his child to be arguing on the fucking internet. That shit is, or anybody for that matter.
I'm gonna say this though.
I had to learn. Let me tell you something. I had to learn. You know, because with me growing up, disrespect is disrespect, and I was reacting to every type of disrespect, and I was a fool for that. I got caught up, but I'm an older nigga, and I got caught up, and I was a fool, and a lot of older niggas get caught up doing the same thing. But I've corrected my mistake now. And
I could say this, and you don't have to respond to it, or you can. But one thing that I did not like, you know what I'm saying, coming from a father's point of view, I looked at Busta Rhymes as a godfather, right? And for him to not tell Coy to change up, you feel what I'm saying, before she did that video, I just think to me personally, I felt like
you was
that
raised right. Guess what?
Cool.
Guess what? You was raised right. How about that? Okay, just by you saying that, you was raised right. This ain't rocket science. This ain't it ain't even a big issue. That's just these are regular things that should come a natural flow in your spirit and character of a human being. Anything else, then it's non-debatable. Then somewhere along your lineage, you wasn't being raised right, or you wasn't being taught right. If that's not how you think,
right?
Yeah, that one just didn't sit. That one just didn't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? I can personally say that. That's just my opinion.
Listen, man. One thing about a daughter, you don't get for a street nigga, for a man, you don't get no handbook on how to raise a daughter.
Facts.
It's very challenging. It's very challenging. But your daughter, as a man, you are very protective over your daughter.
Yes.
You will kill up some shit over your daughter. So these are the things that I just want to avoid. I just want to put it out there in ways that are non-confrontational. There's no beef with Buster. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm not into all that. I'm just stating what I didn't appreciate and what I would do. If one of the guys was my peer, all right, and he had a family member that's doing something, it's only natural I go and talk to him. Even if I hook up with the family member without him, it's only natural for me to reach out and make sure that I do something. So whether it came from Buster or Coy, it just would have been nice that somebody would have said something to me.
Facts.
It didn't happen. The sun's still going to shine tomorrow, and let's keep it moving.
True.
Let's keep it moving. So, speaking, stay on that term, right? I know that in Boston you dealt with racism. I know hip hop, not just outside of you, hip hop itself, legends, people that's come up in the game, they feel as though hip hop is black oriented. You feel what I'm saying? When it came down to Eminem making a splash, or anybody on this caliber or skin type, do you feel as though that was the reason for the attack, or was it deeper than that?
No. Look, at the end of the day, I was the boss and owner of a major hip hop staple in the game. We was making a lot of money. I didn't have to answer to nobody. And the magazine, we was the gatekeepers. All right. We was, our mission was hip hop culture, politics, news, fashion. Like we made sure we represented. And there was order back then. There was organization. Right now, shit is chaotic. The Eminem thing, being from Boston, I seen how he was getting a different type of treatment. Whereas that I came up with all these other guys and watching all the other guys of color have to go through way worse and still don't reach to the pinnacle of where he's at. It's obvious it's because of his color.
Treatment.
That's obvious. Anybody who says different is full of shit. Like I'm 59. Like we gotta be mature about it. So it was obvious that.
So answer our question, Mike.
What's the question?
Answer our question.
What's the question?
No. I said you answered our question. Like our question before the interview, that it was really about the treatment. It's just like
that's all.
People say, "Well, I can't get this because of the whites. I can't get that because of the whites." You feel what I'm saying?
I'm all for equality. If Benzino's growing up and everybody's getting along and it's equal and opportunities are equal and everything, man, the world would be a better place. I'm just the nigga that don't. I'm a nigga that peeps out inequality, and I just never was one just to shut up about it. That's just me.
Got you. Hey, so how did you form the groups of the Almighty RSO, Made Men, and the production team Hangman? 3.
Well, 2 times, me and 2 times. I had RSO was formed with, rest in peace to Master Kev Ski and my man MC Knox, who was in Four Corners. I was a DJ. Kev was rapping, and we had a couple of sessions. And next thing you know, I came up with the name RSO, Rock Shit On. You know what I'm saying? And then we kind of changed it. Then we kind of added Real Solid, Strong Organization. But the original shit was the Almighty Rock Shit On crew. And I battled, my man Derek Corcho, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? One of my OGs. And William Goldforth, rest in peace, one of 2 times OGs. And these are 2 niggas that really put in work in the city that everybody in the streets knew. Corcho, Four Corners, and the Goldforth the Goldforth brothers from Castlegate. Jeff was from Castlegate. I was from Four Corners. William and Corcho used to argue about who was a better DJ. We finally battled. Jeff was a better DJ, not by a lot, because I used to do tricks. He did tricks. I had a big red collection. He had a big red collection, but he just was more fucking natural on it. And I was really just good with one hand. He was good with both, and that meant you had to have skill if you was good with your left. So we ended up just collabing. We formed together. He had the PC crew, and we just became together. When the Made Men was just the RSO, but I added in another nigga from the hood. I just would take niggas that was from the hood and who was nice. I always had an ear for niggas who were nice and listen, you want to come on rock with us, but they would have to fit. Because everybody raps different. Niggas would have to fit the fucking like the image, the look. Like you couldn't be no bitch ass nigga. You couldn't be no like you know what I'm saying? You had to have in order to be I mean, yeah, man. So I mean, man, we used to battle, man. That's what I'm saying. Those are the days. Shavu Roller Rink, Ripley Road. You know what I'm saying? Intervale. You know what I'm saying? Westville Street, the John Marshall High School, and the basketball courts. Like we used to rip shit, bro, for real.
So hold on, Mike. Let me say this right quick, Mike. So I want to shout out to the subscribers. Okay. I want to shout out to the subscribers, you feel what I'm saying, on the EFABU Talk Show, man. Tanya Green, shout out to you. So Bright Crenshaw, shout out to her. You feel what I'm saying? Happy birthday, So Bright. I'll be linking to you soon. I'll be seeing you something for your birthday. So y'all go ahead, you know what I'm saying, and stay doing what y'all doing, man. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. So just from your who do you feel like had the best run in hip hop? West, South, or East?
I mean, the East is always going to be the best run because it started. It started in the East. So as far as the run goes, the East run goes way back. You know what I'm saying? It goes further than the West, and there was way more music coming out the East. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's too many West Coast guys that's going to argue with that either. But if the question is, as far as hits, then that all West and East, everybody got hits. Because me, from a Boston nigga, I love West Coast shit. Boston niggas like really grew up on West Coast shit. We grew up on Eazy-E and all that shit. Because out here we didn't have a radio station, so we was listening to college radio, and college radio was playing everything. Okay. Everything. We was gonna sign with Eazy-E. Yeah, he was gonna sign to Eazy-E. Eazy was gonna sign it before he died.
So what happened? Is it because he died? That's the only reason why you didn't make the sign?
Our contracts. Look, I talked to Eazy about 5 times in the hospital, and 2 days before he died.
You was going Ruthless?
I had 3 meetings with him before he went in the hospital.
My boy's finna be on Ruthless.
Ruthless Records. Yeah, he had the newspaper.
That would have been
I met Eazy 3 times in New York. 3 times in New York. And he was gonna sign us. We got the deal done. It was gonna be our first album deal at the time. And when he died, of course, but he went in the hospital, but he thought he had just pneumonia, bronchitis. And so I was sending him music in the hospital out. We couldn't email it to him. I had to mail it like a cassette.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask this, right? Do you feel like hip hop is losing its value on loyalty when it comes down to social media? You know what I'm saying?
There is no industry. There is no loyalty in the music industry. Now hip hop, that really depends on the groups and the individuals. But the music industry, there is absolutely no loyalty. If you think,
point blank period.
But let me give you some advice. One thing about it, and if you really want to be in the industry, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta allow a motherfucker to stab you in your back, right, till you bleed, and then if they're still in position later on, like they was when they stabbed you in the back, and you might have fell off. If you came back and then they was there, you can't get mad at them. You just gotta just act like nothing happened, and then you'd be able to do business with them again.
So how do you feel about the controversy of Louisiana and the NFL?
I mean, this is a business. It's a business.
Like why you should have got it?
It's a business, but also people hold grudges in the music industry. The industry niggas be petty. Niggas hold grudges, and you gotta understand, like, whatever the Wayne situation is, Wayne's connected to Drake, connected to Nicki, connected to if okay, this is Jay-Z's situation, right? I don't think Jay-Z thought. I think Jay-Z probably thought about doing Wayne. I think because the way this happens is you have a few artists up there and who you think on the chalkboard, on who you think, and you have you and your people, and then you sit and you make the decision. And I'm sure part of the decision was, okay, one criteria. Who's the hottest right now? Okay, that's one criteria. Two criteria. Who, as big as Wayne is from New Orleans, right? Although, unless New Orleans goes to the Super Bowl, it's not going to be that. You know, if it's Kansas City against the Bills, then we know New Orleans ain't even going to be in the house. So whether Wayne, but I understand because the Super Bowl's in New Orleans and he's from New Orleans, and the people of New Orleans will have a certain pride watching it on TV. But what they got to understand is that Usher's from Cleveland. Cleveland didn't fail like that. Rihanna's from Barbados. I'm sure they didn't feel like that. Dr. Dre's from. So I think it's deeper than that. I understand everything though. Now, another consideration what we got to take in is as far as like the controversial type of music that they're gonna play. Now, what is Wayne gonna play? What is his set gonna be? Because it can't be no cursing and fucking bitches, and it can't be none of that. So does he have enough songs that's clean enough to make an amazing set? And the same goes for Kendrick. Does Kendrick have enough clean songs to make an amazing set? So I'm sure they probably even went song for song. Don't think that Wayne wasn't considered. I think all things considered, though, I think the nod went to Kendrick. It was a business move. And of course, they would think, damn, at least Kendrick could bring Wayne out, but he can't because of the beef with Drake.
Exactly.
See, that's this industry shit, bro. Yeah. And you can't get around it. Like, Wayne didn't have nothing to do with that beef. Right? But now...
Yeah, but it don't look good on the coach. It don't look good on the culture, though.
But that was a way to solve everything, is that Kendrick pay homage. Kendrick probably loves Wayne. Mostly everybody, who's your favorite rapper? Wayne? Like, so I'm sure Kendrick would have wanted to bring him on, but he can't now because of the Drake beef. And that's just how this shit go, bro.
But so that's my thing, right? As the black community, we complain about the Grammys. We complain about BET Awards from saying been ran by the type Caucasians, however the Jews, however they said. We once had our own considered black-owned
platform,
which is the Source Awards.
Right.
Why is it that black people can tear our stuff down, but complain and work harder for the white organizations? I just don't understand it.
I mean, there's a lot of things you're not going to be able to understand with black people. But one thing we do understand is that when we was enslaved 400 years ago, and the horrible things that they've done to us, and the way they broke our families up, and then the way they stuffed us in these ghettos on top of each other and continue to fuck us over, that has a little something to do with it. Believe it or not, you know, we've been through a lot.
The reason why we are the way we are to each other.
Yeah, of course, because everything's a competition. Everything is, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, crabs in the bucket. That comes from them pitting us against each other.
Crabs in the bucket. Well, before you leave, Benzino, man, you gotta give us your top 5.
I hate doing top 5s because you understand, rap is a gift to all black men everywhere. And even if you had one banging song, then that should not diminish you from my top 5. I just want everybody to shine, man, and get money and have opportunities so that they can feed their families, because we all from the hood and we all struggle. You know what I'm saying? I listen to so much music. I'm 59. I've been listening to music since Spoonie G and the Crash Crew all the way up to Future and Kodak Black and everything in between. Those are thousands of people, of thousands of songs that I love. So top 5 is like really we always got to do a top 5, because there we go again, always competing. We always got to have. It shouldn't be like that with us.
Let's keep it 100.
Each other and get money.
I can't argue with that. You got anything, Mike?
Man, I just appreciate your time. that you gave us, man. You know, it's been a few years in the making of really trying to get you to sit down and have a conversation with us outside.
I want to come back. Look, next month I'll come back with y'all and come fuck with y'all, and we'll talk about like the topics of what's going on now. You know what I mean? I fuck with y'all, man. I love y'all's energy. I love the fact that y'all still together.
We appreciate
man, you know
that.
What I'm saying? Y'all my guys. You know what I'm saying?
I do the man cave every third Sunday, so I'm gonna reach back out to you.
Reach back out to me in a minute. All right?
Yeah, we appreciate you, man.
All right, fellas.
Hold it down, salute, my boy.
Brothers, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't go nowhere, Mike.
I ain't going nowhere.
So, you put me good.
Hey, man. Hey, man. It's been a long. Hey, bro.
Big on the building. You and on the show. We got Benzino. Who's next?
We've been asking for it.
Who's next?
We've been asking for Benzino since what? 2019.
2019, baby. That's when we met him. But look, I just want to give a huge shout out to the live. You feel what I'm saying, for actually making our platform what it is. Major shout out to Jonathan Coleman. You know what I'm saying? He is I'm talking about the head, the neck, the feet, the elbows, the arms of this platform. We couldn't do it without him. He's the PR, the best man in the country. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the subscribers.
I appreciate Jonathan for having me, man.
I only got 2 right now. You feel what I'm saying? We need some more. But we only got 2 right now. But I actually, you know, shout out to the subscribers. For sure. And happy birthday to Crenshaw. So Bright Crenshaw. Happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday.
Our subscribers is Tanya Green. So shout out to you. And So Bright Crenshaw. Shout out to her. You feel what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. Jonathan, man. Keep doing your thing. Salute. What you gotta say, Southside? Yo, it's on you, baby.
I just appreciate everybody, man. I appreciate you welcoming me back, man. You know, with the Okamars. I know we started this, you know, a couple years ago. And
19.
We had some hiccups in between, but you know, everything God has a different plan. He has a plan for us. So, I mean, I'm here. I'm back. I'm here to stay, man. So I just want to continue to build, continue to grow, continue to let us thrive and be great. You know what I mean? So we can do what we need to do. So I appreciate you and Jonathan, man. Let me sit in, holler at the boy Big Z, man. You know, shout out Benzino, man. I fuck with the guy. That's my guy, man. He a real cool dude. So I mean, just
every third Sunday, we need the man. We need the men to come together. Every third Sunday, we have the man cave. Okay. Jonathan Coleman is very big on bringing the men together. We have the women together. We're working on that.
We need the men.
We need the men.
We need the
next
men.
Week. Next week.
Men, show up, bro. Please.
They gotta show up. Next week, we're gonna be speaking about credit. We're gonna be speaking about, you know, mentoring.
A lot of us didn't get that coming up. So, you know, to be able to have these conversations amongst our brothers is very, very crucial, very important. A lot of brothers need to hear these type of conversations because they don't get them on a day-to-day or every day. So, you know, like he said, please be there, tune in. We're gonna sit down, we'll have a great conversation.
And you can be on the show. So if you are a guy, you feel what I'm saying, you can be on the show live. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We can be in a room together, you feel what I'm saying, on this platform. So again, shout out to Jonathan Coleman.
Shout out Jonathan.
Flash, Blacktopia, co-host Southside Mike.
Yes, sir.
Out. It's your boy Lil T3rry, man.
It's your boy Southside Mike, man. Y'all hold it down, baby. Peace. Yeah.